welcome back to my shop. No, you're not seeing things, and yes, that is two miter saw stations you just saw. What happened was I was about to apply the walnut edge banding a couple days ago, and I found out that it was really bad out of square, almost an inch. So instead of proceeding forward with the walnut edge banding, I basically just stopped everything I was doing on that miter saw station, and I went and bought more plywood, and I thought it would just be better to start over and build it the way I would have built it. This is probably the first time I've ever followed plans, and this is a perfect example of why I don't follow plans. So what I did is I rebuilt it. This is kind of where I'm at. I just literally finished applying the walnut edge banding about an hour ago, and I wanted to grab the camera and kind of show you where I'm at in the progress of the miter saw station and what I'm going to do moving forward. So there's 3 reasons why I decided to stop working on this miter saw station and start from scratch again. The first is that it was at a square. You take a tape measure and you measure the center component here, and you go all the way down. It's about 3/4 to an inch at a square. This whole unit right here is tilting this way. And the reason why that is because there was no dados cut to reference the carcass. The plans called for screws just coming from the bottom. And I thought I got it square, but apparently after 2 days and a couple glue ups, it wasn't square when I put on the casters. The second reason was, when I did put on casters and I slid it in my area that I wanted to keep it in, it was just too big. It fit, but it was, I mean, I literally had a 1/4 inch on each side. So that was the second reason. The third reason why I wanted to redo it was 1.25 inches too tall. And I don't know if it was my math or me following the plans, but those 3 reasons are why I decided to stop working on this and investing time and money into it, and cut my losses where they were and start from scratch. It's not going to go to waste. My brother-in-law down in Houston wants it, and it's still fine. If you were to apply a face frame to this, it's going to work out good. All my drawer slides and all my door hinges are all for the Euro style with no face frame. So I'm going to try to get this down to Houston this weekend if the weather permits. So we're down here on the right side of my miter saw station. And nothing's changed from the original miter saw station I built a couple days ago to the new one. Obviously I got to the point where I built this shelf in. On the other one I stopped. I didn't want to invest any time and money into it. So I incorporated a little shelf here which holds the 5-gallon bucket for the Clearview. I've got all my bags for all my CTs here in the shop. Just sits right there. I did upgrade to a metal bucket. I smashed the food grade clear-ish 5-gallon bucket I had prior. While you're using the Kapex, it won't smash just under the Kapex. But when you use a sander and you kind of clog up the suction, it folds up, and basically this thing will lift and it'll hit the wall. I smashed it. So 5-gallon metal bucket's holding up really well. It's really easy to take out. Again, you just pop off the lid like that. On a plastic bucket, you know, it's real hard with your fingers to take off. This metal one's real easy. It's basically got a clamp. And this is all the sawdust that I've captured over the last 2 or 3 or 4 days. So it's doing a really good job so far. And to put the bucket back on, just put the lid on like that, and all this is a clamp. Can't get much easier than that. So I really like this metal 5-gallon bucket that I got off Amazon. It wasn't cheap; it was like 35 bucks. But I mean, it's going to hold up under pressure, and that's what I'm asking it to do. And this is real easy too. You're just going to slide it up, pop it down, and that's it. So this is where I'm going to house one of my drawers that's going to be in my miter saw station. You can also see in the top of the right side here, I've got the hose protruding through the top. The Clearview hasn't changed locations from the first miter saw station to my new one. But that's basically it on the right side. So here's a different shot of my CT Mini hose protruding through the top of the miter saw station. And again, like I said, this has reduced that gap behind my station by almost 50%. Before I had the hose back here, coming back here, I had my CT plug going back in there, had my air compressor plug. So with all that combined, I had a good 4 to 6 inches gap behind my miter saw station. And by doing this and incorporating a surge protector, you know, like I said, I got 1.5 inches, which is really nice. So on the left side, I'm going to have 2 drawers there at the top, and below that I'll have just open shelving behind 2 doors. And what I'm going to use those for is just scrap plywood and lumber. I'm one of those woodworkers that keeps scraps for 6 months to a year, and then I decide to throw it all away. But there are some times where I do use it, so it's nice to have on hand. To the right of that, in the middle of my miter saw station, you'll see my air compressor. And on this new miter saw station, I drilled a hole on the left side of the air compressor. And so I've got my hose going through the bottom of the floor of the miter saw station, protruding out. And what this is going to do is I'm going to be able to keep those doors shut to reduce the noise. So it's a little feature that I added onto the new miter saw station. Also, I added a little hook there to the right where you see my my secondary hose for my air compressor, and I primarily use that for using or doing crown in the house. It's a longer hose that can go in the house. So above that, above the air compressor, I'm going to incorporate a pull-out sliding drawer that's going to house all my brad nails and so forth and so on. And that's pretty much it for the drawers and components of the miter saw station. So throughout the process of me designing my miter saw station, I decided to go with the Craig Precision fin system. And the main reason why is because I already own 2 of the Precision stops. So I already invested some money into the system. So I picked up 2 48-inch anodized aluminum tracks. I also picked up the tape measures, left to right, right to left, to go with it. And this is the system that I'm going to incorporate into my miter saw station. So before I let you guys go, I want to show you some more performance of this kind of combination with the CT MIDI hooked up to the CVO6, hooked up to the Kapex. I'll tell you what, the performance on this thing is just, I'm just blown away. It just exceeded my expectations tenfolds. We all know that the chop saw, the miter saw, whatever you want to call it, is notorious for just blowing dust, fines everywhere. And I really think I've found a solution to that problem. Of course, a lot has to do with the Kapex and the CT, that combination, but with these short runs, with the 36mm hose going into the CVO6, another short run going into the MIDI, saving bags because I've got the CVO6 going into a bin. This combination is really going to help out with dust collection in my shop. And I kind of want to show you some more performance before I end this video and just show you how well it really does.